Hello and welcome to the Hack Shack right here in Los Angeles. My name is Johnny and I support horror. I hope everyone is continuing to be safe and just staying home right now through this whole pandemic. I got a question for you. Is anyone actually run out of horror movies to watch yet? I mean, thank God for Netflix, Shudder, Hulu, Prime Video, even Tubi for giving us some good horror content while we wait this whole thing out. I want to give a special shout out to all of you essential workers that still have to go into work day after day, even with everything going on right now, especially the healthcare workers, all of you. Thank you so much. Hats off to you. Thank you. Now, let's get into today's video. As you know, one thing this whole coronavirus thing has caused is canceled flights and vacations. I know a lot of us are bummed because we can't go drink on a beach in Mexico or go to New York and see Central Park or whatever you had planned. I'm here to tell you that things could be a lot worse. I'm about to take you through 3 horror movies that contain 3 vacations from hell for our characters. You're about to see why staying in quarantine and not going on vacation isn't as bad as it seems. Let's start this thing out with the horror thriller movie Turistas from 2006. This movie stars Olivia Wilde and Josh Duhamel. 3 American tourists decide to go backpacking in Brazil. I think we know how this is going to turn out. Well, our tourists decide to drink at a local cabana bar, meeting some other people, partying all night, and passing out on the beach. Surprise, surprise, they wake up to all their belongings missing. I'm talking clothes, passports, money, everything. They meet a local man named Kiko who claims there's an isolated house in the forest that they can all go to for shelter, and a helicopter will be there at some point to take them to safety. Sure, Kiko, we believe you. We believe that the isolated house in the forest is totally safe, and there's no freaking way that there's going to be a sketchy doctor there who's going to remove all of our characters' organs while they're still alive. Gotcha. Okay, rule number 1 when going on vacation. Don't be good looking. Don't work out and cut out carbs to get that perfect beach bod. You attract attention to yourself if you look like Josh Duhamel or Olivia Wilde. You're just asking to get kidnapped, sliced, and diced. Instead, pack on a good 50-60 pounds by going on a strict pizza and beer diet. Trust me, no one's gonna want to steal your chonk ass and drag you to some remote location to steal your organs. As for the movie Turistas, I did like the concept of the whole thing and the build at the beginning, just wondering what was going to happen to our characters. However, they spent more time in this movie trying to get to the creepy destination and running away from it than actually being there. If our characters would have gotten there sooner, there's just so much room for a lot of gory, creepy scenes that just didn't happen. It was very minimal. It still was a fun movie to watch, but I would say it's more of a tame thriller than a horror movie. Now, let's move on to our next vacation from hell. This one is called The Ruins from 2008, starring Jonathan Tucker and Jena Malone. 2 young American couples are enjoying their vacation in Mexico. What could go wrong? Well, they're drinking blended margaritas by the pool, being all sweaty and sexy, and they meet a German tourist who's looking for his brother, Heinrich. He says the last known location of his bro is at an archaeological dig site at a remote Mayan ruin in the jungle. And guess who decides to join him on his quest to find his brother? You guessed it, the young American couples. When they finally get to the site that is off the beaten path and far away from any normal civilization, they're met by angry locals who banish them to the top of the ruins. And the angry locals have surrounded the entire site of the ruins, making sure our characters don't get out alive. Now, baking under the sun with a few horrific surprises, our characters have to figure out how to survive. Rule number 2 when going on vacation, especially in a foreign country, don't venture out. Do not go off the beaten path and try to be cool and find something exotic where no tourists are. You won't find any hidden gems. You will find death. Haven't horror movies taught you anything? Green Inferno, Hostel, Wolf Creek, to name a few. Do not go remote. If you don't see people with selfie sticks and dads in Tommy Bahama shirts and cargo shorts, you've gone too far. Stay in your lane, horror fam, and don't say I didn't warn you. As for the movie, I really liked it. Unlike Turistas, The Ruins spends a good amount of time just mentally and physically torturing our characters. They have to compete with flesh-eating vines, barely any food or water, the hot baking sun, all while trying to plan their escape. there are a couple cringeworthy scenes with great practical effects as well. Put The Ruins on your list if you haven't seen it yet. It was even fun for me to revisit. And our last movie that involves a vacation from hell is Black Rock from 2012. This movie stars Katie Aselton, Kate Bosworth, and Lake Bell. The storyline goes something like this. Sarah invites two of her childhood friends camping on a remote island in Maine where they used to spend a lot of their youth. On their first night camping, they run into three dudes with rifles who are hunting on the remote island who also happen to be veteran soldiers. They all decide to drink one night around a campfire. Well, shit hits the fan that leaves somebody dead, and that doesn't sit well with our veterans. Now the girls have to run for their lives on a cold remote island in Maine being hunted by soldiers with sniper rifles. Good luck, ladies. Okay, rule number 3, and I really shouldn't have to say this, don't go camping. What have countless horror films taught us? Most of Friday the 13th movies, Cabin Fever, Cabin in the Woods, Willow Creek, Backcountry, I could go on and on. Just shell out some cash and stay at a Holiday Inn or something. Hey, they have complimentary shampoo and soap. Oh, and a pool area full of dirty kids and drunken sunburned parents who are winding down after a day of sightseeing. Hey, it's a hell of a lot better than roughing it in a sleeping bag and then having your skull cracked open by a machete. Don't camp. Now, the movie as a whole was okay. I felt like it focused more on the bonding experience between these characters and less on the tense situation where they're being chased. I wanted to see more action and conflict from both the soldiers and the girls running for their lives. However, they did cap it off nicely with a brutal fight scene at the end. It's only an hour and 20 minutes long, which is a good length for a slow burn like this one. And there you have it, 3 simple rules to follow and 3 examples of how just staying in instead of going on vacation could save your life. Thanks again for coming by my channel, Horror Fam, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do so now. And go ahead and leave me a comment, what you thought about this video or any of the movies that I listed. I always love hearing from you. And let's be friends to the end, people. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @TheHorrorHack. Once again, my name is Johnny. Keep supporting horror, and this has been one hack of a show.